Hello, Queen Marie. I have so many things I'd like to say to you, and I actually thought that I should maybe write out every word and just read it, but I don't really want to do that. I don't want to come across as artificial, so let me just wing it and hope that it works out. So I watched Space News 101 today, and one thing I can say is that I'm happy that said Nydia is going to be the queen because she can be a friend to you and she can be someone that can relate to you and understand what you're feeling. And I think that's really important that you have someone like that in your life because right now you really are standing alone and there's nobody really that can relate to how you feel and what your responsibilities are. So I think that's going to work out really good for you. Now, I have to tell you that I'm a little bit confused by YouTube because I see a lot of views and thumbs up that appear one day and then they're gone the next day. So I don't know what's happening, but I'm going to assume that you heard my third message to you, my third audio message, and continue from there. But I have to tell you a funny story. So I have a friend in Massachusetts. I've known her about 13 years, and she was one of the people that listened to the third message, and she told me uh, that I gave you more love in 3 minutes than I've given her in 13 years. So that was kind of funny to hear. So I think she was kind of a little bit jealous, but I do have a response to that statement, and maybe I'm going to get myself in trouble by saying it, but I will say it. The response is, you deserved it, and she didn't. Okay, so all right, speaking of jealousy, I have to confess something to you that I'm not proud of, but I did notice when I created the short called Queen Marie Gets a Tiger Hug, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's really came out pretty good. And I have to tell you that I actually feel jealous of that AI tiger giving you a hug. And I was thinking, boy, I wish it could be me. So that's kind of funny that that would happen. I wanted to thank you again for your messages recently. I found the message on CIC to be particularly informative. In fact, several of the last few ones have been very informative. And by informative, I mean it helps me to understand your society and how you work. And, I'm glad that you have Tayetans that are in immersion pods that are living lives on the earth. But honestly, I don't feel they can represent me. But I'm glad that they can at least tell you about the customs and habits and things that you're not going to be aware of in space. So I just wanted to mention that. I also wanted to mention that I was really surprised to hear that you had skyscrapers of 244 floors. I just thought that a society like yours would be more in tune with nature and wouldn't create something so massive. At the same time, you said it was for new government functions, and I'm wondering how many new government functions does it take to fill a 244 floor building? I mean, that's a lot of government functions, so it was kind of surprising to me. But if you need it, you need it, right? I wanted to talk about the YouTubes, and I wanted to inform you, or my space comedies. I wanted to inform you that I'm not going to make one called Queen Marie Needs a Boyfriend, because I've concluded that a real friend wouldn't do something that makes one of his friends be laughed at. So for that reason alone, I'm not going to do it. I do admit I could probably have a lot of fun with it, but I'm just not going to do it. So I don't want you going to sleep at night thinking that it might suddenly appear on the internet, because it won't. I actually had another idea for a space comedy that I'm going to reject for the same reason. This was going to use Athena, and the title of it was going to be Who's the Fairest of Them All? but but I'm not going to do it for the same reason because I wouldn't want her laughed at. So just like you, so I'm just not going to do it. Queen Marie, I really wish I hadn't have acted like I had one foot in the grave because now I feel that I have to clarify what I meant and why I said what I said. So first of all, I wanted to clarify why I said that somebody would contact you if something happened to me. And the reason is simple. I don't want you to think that one day I lost interest in communicating with you. I got tired of communicating with you, maybe got frustrated and angry, and that's why I disappeared off the radar screen. That's not going to happen. So I wanted you to know that if in fact I am not communicating with you, that somebody would tell you why. So that's the reason for that. And at the same time, I wanted to clarify, I said that my brother was the executor of my estate, and the word estate kind of has a double meaning. For people that are really wealthy and have a lot of material possessions, they will call their material possessions their estate. Well, I'm not wealthy, I'm not rich. So the other meaning of estate applies to me, which is what's left over when you pass from this world. Any possession that you have is called your estate. So when I said my brother was the executor of my estate, all that means is that I appointed him to execute my will should he outlive me. And so that's that. And so now you know that I always told you before that if I ever became rich, you would be rich too. So let's hope I get rich. But, it doesn't look, it could happen, but doesn't seem like it's very likely. I wanted to mention that instead of deleting my audio messages, I thought I would just switch them from public to private. And that way, I don't know, it just makes me feel better to not delete them. But right now, they're all public, and I'm not sure when I'm going to make them private because I'm really confused as to who's listening to them and who would care to give me thumbs ups on them. I've already spoken 11 and a half minutes. I'm sure I'm going to cut out some of it, but I think that's enough for one message. And I've asked, I've mentioned that I'm not going to have any privacy unless I can make these messages private. But since I can't, I have to, limit what I can say. But anyway, I do want to always, end by saying that I love you and I have a great deal of affection for you. And I wanted to tell you that one of my favorite things to do is to tell you how much I love you and to describe my affection for you. It's something I enjoy doing. It's a pleasure for me. Marie, I'm always concerned about you and what's happening with you. And, when I hear that you're losing weight, when I hear that you're having stress, it concerns me. It concerns me. And especially because you're so young and you have such a long road ahead of you. So one thing I would say is keep in mind that you're not running a sprint but a marathon, and you need to pace yourself accordingly. I think I'll end it here, and oh shoot. I don't know. I have to tell you that when I'm writing to you, the word sweetheart comes out of my mind without me thinking of it. As a matter of fact, sometimes I write it so much I have to go back and delete it from the messages because it would seem, overly repetitive. At the same time, when I speak these messages, I never think to say the word. So it's a strange disconnect. But anyway, love you, sweetheart, and I'm just so happy with what you're doing, all the things you're accomplishing, and all the things you're going to accomplish, because I have a lot of faith that you're going to accomplish great things for humanity. And I'm really glad to experience it. Shoot, I think I will talk a little bit more about, you mentioning me. I wanted to say that when I first heard my name being mentioned, I didn't know what to think. I felt really strange. And I had to really sit back, and it wasn't until later that I realized that what I was feeling was unworthiness. I just felt like, why me? Other people deserve it too. And I guess, I don't know if it's false humility, but that's the way I felt. And it wasn't until the second day that I started feeling really happy. And I have to tell you that every day I play back that section about 2 times because it still makes me happy. And so I wanted you to know that. I don't know if you have a problem with me saying God bless you, but it comes out of my mouth naturally, so I have to just say, so God bless you again. And I will be in touch, and who the heck knows, what I'm going to talk about next time. But it does seem that I always seem to have a lot of things that I want to say, and this has been an opportunity for me to say those things. Because if I had to write this, it would take me 50, PayPal donations to write what I just told you. So God bless you. Goodbye.